So as you can see, I've got in this case, which is Dark-Base Pro 900 by BeQuiet. This is the ID cooling, and as you can see, it's all white. You've got white tubing, white fans, and white radiator. It's also got a copper base at the bottom, and it can fit all the actual old Intel sockets, as well as the new Intel sockets, as well as the old AMD sockets, all the way to AM4. Now, at the moment, I've got a 1600X Ryzen AMD processor, or AMD Ryzen processor, and it's clocked at 3.9 gigahertz. And as you can see, it's connected as well to the Casa LED lights that are in this case. And it's all controlled actually by the ID cooling, which is connected to the back. You also can get a controller as well, and the controller that I've got is here, and it's got mode, speed, bright, and color. But I'm going to connect this up via Molex in a second for a demonstration. But at the moment, I've just got it connected straight into the MSI Tomahawk Arctic motherboard, and it's just connected to one header for the RGB, and this is what's connecting and giving it this light and aura effect that you're looking at. So now I'm just going to sign in into the computer, and at the moment you can see it's this color, so it's like a whitish sort of color, and as it goes up to 40 degrees it will go this color, which is blue, and when it goes under 40 degrees it will become this turquoise color, and when it goes higher in degrees, over like 50, 55, 60 degrees, it will start to go to this pink purpley color, and this is what I'm going to show you for a demonstration. So at the moment, when you saw it go to turquoise, that was under 40 degrees, and now it's higher than 40 degrees. So I'm just going to show you on here so you can see what I'm looking at. So this is the AMD Ryzen Master, so it shows you how much heat's going in. So at the moment it's 38, 37, and then it will bump up and then it will go blue like it has just there. And I've got the MSI gaming app because it works well with the gaming apps with the RGBs and everything like that. Not like crazy loads, like you've got LED effects on, and then you've got animation, breathing, flashing, double flashing, and random. So if I show you a few bits here, and then extended LED effects afterwards. So let's start with breathing. So I just go to apply, then I've got a breathing effect, and as you can see, it's only the actual strips, but the strips are connected directly into the ID cooling controller. And at the moment it's just working like that. So if I turn off that and go to apply, there you can see it's slightly breathing in the effect of it. And then if I do flashing, it should be all synced together to flash. So that's flashing, and that's flashing as well, but the LED is still on. Double flashing, and we've got like a few colors that we can choose from. Then we've got random, so I guess it'll be a random with flashing and stuff like so. There we go. Yeah, now if I turn on no animation and apply, you can just have it so it's just on. And then if I have breathing on and then extended LEDs, this is where I can change a few of the colors, and it gives me red, yellow, green, blue, dark, navy blue, purple, and white. Now if I click into white, what do you reckon it was going to give me? It gives me white. That's cool, isn't it? So you can have that, then you can change it to flashing as well. So it's flashing with the blue and the white. That looks pretty cool. You can do quite a few things with it. Right, so if I take that off and just have breathing and change the colours are not very accurate, I would say. So I clicked on that blue and it's giving me like a turquoise blue. And if I click on navy blue, it gives me more of a navy purpley blue, which is close enough. If I click in purple, it gives me a pink. If I click in green, look what it gives me. It gives me turquoise. Click in yellow. Well, I don't get yellow. Red, I get the pinkish red. So it's a little bit off on there. I'm not too sure why it does that. But like, so I'll leave it on CPU temperature anyway. And I need to put it on. What one did I have it on? I think it was no animation. So apply. Right, so at the moment it's cool, then it went over to 40 degrees, and as you can see here, when this goes under 40 degrees, there we go, turquoise, and then when it goes up, blue. Now I'm gonna use Cine Bench just to stress test the CPU quickly, so you can actually see what I'm looking at, and explains it well, hopefully. Right, so if I run a CPU benchmark quickly, synthetic, as soon as it starts to go, as you can hear, the fans are going up. AMD Ryzen, 60 degrees, then it turns to that colour. So that's pretty cool. Then after its benchmark's finished, it should cool down. When you see it go under 60 degrees, this should go to a dark blue, and then obviously anything less than 40 degrees is where you can see the turquoise colour, which I think is cool. It also does have white as well. At least it's more true to the white colour. Right, see, that's gone under 60 degrees and it's changed. So let's see how cool it gets, how quick it can get back down to under 40 degrees. So it's basically about 10 seconds. It got to 40 degrees and then it just went back up and peaked up again. Let's see if it will get to under 40 degrees, back to turquoise colour. Yep, there you go, turquoise. So it doesn't take long at all. Yeah, so there's a load of temperatures and everything in the video as well, and stress testing with AIDA64 and gaming with the benchmarks, what you use. Oh, what can't remember what it's even called. So I've used obviously Ryzen Master. I've played a few games and stuff like that, and 3D Mark, that's the one. So I've gone through all the tests and stuff as well. And yeah, this stays around 45 degrees, but when it's completely stress testing up to 80 degrees, I thought it was actually, when it got to 1 hour and 40 minutes. But yeah, it is a pretty good CPU air cooler. It's only 2 fans, it's at the top, so there's enough airflow at the top, on the sides, at the back, at the top, and at the other side as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I've got a GTX 1080 Ti graphics card which is producing heat, and it's going through there. I've got an exhaust fan which is 140mm by BeQuiet, and 2 140 intakes as well from the front. As you can see, it's just still changing colours, still pretty cool. Now for the demonstration of this, which is this little controller. So if you don't have a controller, then obviously ID Cooling introduces one in the box, or that should be included in the box. So I'll just connect it to a Molex and see what it does. I haven't even tested this yet, so I'm testing it with you guys. So let's have a look. So I've just connected the BeQuiet power supply to a Molex connector right here, so I can connect it to the back to the device, which is here. I can't even find it. So all you do is plug this into the Molex connector. Now I'm going to go around the back. So as you can see, you've got to make sure that you add the arrow and connect it to the little arrow that says RGB on the actual device itself, because if you turn it the other way around, you're going to get a nasty smell, probably burn out the LEDs. Anyway, this is where you press the buttons. They're quite hard to press. You press them so you can do the mode, and it switches for all the random modes, and then speed, which speeds through it, and then brightness for the different the intensities of the brightness, and the speed of any colors that you got chosen is going to start to move around. And then obviously color, choose your color, simple as that, and then connect to the Molex, and then obviously connect to your connector. On the back as well, you have another splitter. You've got a three-way, I think it's a four-way splitter. So if I take this off now, so you get, I think this is, yeah, a four-way splitter, and this is an RGB four-way splitter. So I've got two for the fans, one for the pump, and then one to obviously connect for your other RGB LED strips or fans or anything like that. Then you can split it from this one. So I'm just going to connect it back to what I've got it on. And it's as simple as that. It's just, it doesn't need to be connected into the Molex connector. Only a Molex connector if you don't have an RGB on your motherboard, which is good, so it's useful. You can have RGB or non-RGB, or you can have RGB if you've got a non-RGB motherboard. Simple. So this is what you get when you're actually using the controller at the back. Those sort of colours, so you get the turquoise colour, the white, the purple, the blue, and then you can go for different random settings and stuff, but I'm not going to go for all of them because there's quite a lot of them. And you can go for brightnesses as well, so if you don't like RGBs too much, you just want something that's pretty seductive, just like a little hint of it, you could do that. So yeah, that's that. Anyway, I do like these tubing. It's nylon coverings over the tubing and stuff like that. Nice 120mm fans. This is at its fastest speed at the moment. And yeah, it comes in the same sort of box as the other Auraflow version. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I do like it. the pump and everything is not very loud, because when it's on its normal settings it's nothing. But at the moment I've just got it up and allowed this with all the other fans being the loudest. So 3 fans in there, power supply, 3 140 fans pump, and 2 120s. And at the moment I've got it at its full speed, and this is the loudest it is, with the back off and the fronts off. But yeah, if you connect it up to another motherboard, maybe like an RGB motherboard, not this one, because this is the Arctic Tomahawk White motherboard. I don't know, there's not that many settings on there for the obviously the RGB colours, but if you do use it with a normal RGB motherboard, you will get the selective RGBs and it will be synced. It can be synced anyway, what I've got here now, but just not as well as what it is with a normal RGB motherboard. So just to bear that in mind. But yeah, you can have obviously the RAM synced and the graphics card all synced as well. So it's an MSI motherboard, MSI graphics card, Crucial Ballistic RAM, but this is not the RGB RAM. But anyway, temps are all real good. Have a look in the description down below, not the description down below, have a look through the video and have a look. I've got different overclocking settings. This is all overclocked because I wanted to give it as much heat as possible in the case, with the side on, with the back side on, and the fans turned down to just normal and automatic. And yeah, it really does produce great results from it, and it's pretty simple to put together, and it looks quite robust as well, and it feels robust. It's got a nice copper plate as well, and yeah, it fits on the CPU no problem. Don't know about Threadripper. I think Threadripper, they might have another version, I don't know. But anyway, if you like this sort of content, don't forget to give it thumbs up, likes, all that sort of stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Woo!